Welcome, everyone, to the L7C podcast, Naruto What If Battle Edition. Today, we are concluding the summer of the Akatsuki ladder. This time, we are having War Arc Kakashi Hatake climbing the ladder, and we have the NDP Naruto forum with us, Byron, Niki, Cedric, and Andrea. How are you guys doing today?
Doing good.
Doing well. How are you doing?
I am doing well. It's Sunday and it's only 2:00 and we still have a whole day ahead for all of us today. Niki, how are you doing?
Man, can't complain. Happy to be alive.
Amen to that. Cedric, how are you doing? I know you are on the road and still popping into the podcast. That shows dedication.
God is good. The rain is not.
True. All right, guys, we've reached the end of the summer of the Akatsuki. This is our last Akatsuki ladder as summer is ending and we're going to be going into fall. And we have War Arc Kakashi Hatake as the last person. And just to clear it up for the listeners out here, War Arc Kakashi basically goes from the war and then it stops at when Kaguya shows up, just for people to, for the listeners out there, so he won't have double Mangekyou Sharingan, so he'll still have a single one. It's just do it in that time frame. So if you've listened to the previous Akatsuki ladders, you know how it goes. We start at the bottom, work our way up. Justin is not on because Justin would give you guys some invalid facts about characters, but so you don't have to worry about that. I mean, it's
one time. It happened one video. Come on, man.
One is more than anyone else here.
That's not true. We'll get to that later. That's not true. Byron had one last one, but it's fine.
Actually, no, he had more than one. Well, he had two bad facts. He said Sasuke wasn't arrogant. Sasuke couldn't use Suke.
That's why I said one episode.
Oh, hey, that's a lot, bro. That episode was an hour.
2 hours. That's not bad. And Niki, I heard you say the Susanoo thing. Listen, that was Wikipedia, okay? All right, Wikipedia.
I'm just saying, you looked at one source and you were like, boom. You looked at Fox News, but you didn't look at
Niki's going heel. He's going heel mode early.
I did the research. I did like 3 different sources.
Oh
my! So I looked at C-SPAN and C-SPAN quoted like CNN. It was wrong.
He said Fox. Jeez, C-SPAN. I don't know.
I don't have to go back. I just remember.
I feel like everybody in here has always a great fact. All right, I'm going to go back and start fact checking people since you're being petty.
Oh, I'm sure.
Don't laugh. I got.
Okay.
Because I know you done fucked up too. So it's cool. I got you.
All right. Well, let's get started, y'all, since it is a Sunday and people have things to do. And we will go up the ladder, see how far he goes, then just chop it up, and then we will preview the next what if battle that I have in my brain. So as we always do, we start off with the Snake Man, Orochimaru versus War Arc Kakashi. We will start with the Captain Byron. Go ahead, sir.
I think Kakashi gets this one pretty easily. I know he's great at hand-to-hand combat, and then he has a lightning blade that he can use. He also has a not Tsukiyomi, what is that called? Kamui. So I think he gets this one pretty easily.
Andrea?
I agree with Byron. Kakashi takes it over Orochimaru. My initial feeling is always, if Sasuke could beat Orochimaru, like I know he didn't kill him, but if Sasuke could beat Orochimaru, then Kakashi obviously can.
Niki?
Yeah, we're way past the point of Naruto when Kakashi was shook. He's going to wash Orochimaru.
Cedric?
Hatake. Hatake got it. I mean, is it like thickly Orochimaru? No, but Kakashi still has a Sharingan as well as he's Anbu. Like, he has technique, he has skill. I think a lot of that copying ninjutsu stuff will come into play more here than as we'll see later in the latter passages, because Orochimaru does that whole like reincarnation substitution shit, which is disgusting low key. But I think it's Kakashi.
Fair enough. I do too. Cedric, I'm gonna stay with you, and then Kakashi first, Deidara.
I'd say Kakashi. I think.
Sorry. Go ahead, Cedric.
I think that'd be. I mean, I say the same stuff. Like, it'd be pretty easy with Deidara. I mean, he has like the explosion stuff, but even when Naruto was like hunting down Deidara, trying to get back Gaara, Kakashi is like able so very easily to fool the explosions that we're tracking and also avoid the explosions. So I think he can get in close and actually force Deidara to close combat, which Deidara's not great at all.
Yeah, and the only thing, I guess, with Kakashi too, out of our previous people, and the reason I think a lot of people do like him, besides I think Konan, because he's never met her, he's thrown hands with everyone on this list.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Orochimaru, he's never, because as Niki said in part 1, he was shook, which got us as young kids shook because
Right.
Orochimaru was a scary man.
Yeah,
He still is. He's creepy.
He's calmed down. I mean, Boruto was.
We're not talking about that. Not right now.
Andrea, who do you have in the rematch? Because these two, like Cedric said, Kakashi versus Deidara.
Oh, I have Kakashi for sure.
Niki?
Yeah, I'm going Kakashi. We've already kind of seen this fight slightly when him and Naruto were pursuing, as Cedric said. And I think in a hand-to-hand fight, yeah, he's going to beat Deidara.
Byron?
I am also going Kakashi.
Switch it to, I guess he never fought Sasori, but he knows Sasori. Kakashi versus Sasori. Byron, who you got?
I don't think it would be as easy as the first two fights, but I think Kakashi would win. I think as soon as he gets through that outer shell that Sasori has, I think he would be able to do it. It's just getting through that outer shell. I think a lightning blade, maybe a couple lightning blades would do it. So I think Kakashi would win this.
Niki?
Yeah, I'm going Kakashi because he has knowledge of Sasori's abilities, doesn't he? Because he was briefed, or no?
Yeah, what was that girl's? Lady Chio.
Yeah.
Like, she gave like a little brief because she talked about like Sasori of the Sand, blah, 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 but not to the extent of like,
everything.
Like that he has of others.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, but he still got Sasori. He doesn't even need to break the other shell because he could just Kamui it away at that point.
That's true.
That's shit.
Yeah.
Andrea.
I have Kakashi as well. My only I don't want to say hesitation because I have no doubt on Kakashi in this fight. With that briefing, Sakura had already come up with that antidote. So even if Kakashi would have gotten cut and poisoned, he would have already potentially had that antidote on him since Sakura had those pre-made antidotes with her already as well.
Cedric.
I gotta. So, are we giving Kakashi an antidote? Because remember, these two people are meeting up one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
And Niki, I've never seen Kakashi Kamui a full person before.
That's not true.
Outside of the movie himself.
I was actually saving that for my later arguments. Remember, he Kamui'd a full KCM2 Naruto.
He also Kamui'd the Tail's arm.
Well,
yeah, I was saving that one for my previous
argument. Because I didn't even say he needed to necessarily Kamui the whole person. Just like how he got Deidara's arm, he could just get part of the shell. Or like how he did Madara's truth-seeking orb, because he Kamui'd that away when Guy hit Madara.
I mean, he was about to Kamui the whole 10 Tails' head and kill it.
Yeah, true.
I'm using my stuff now. I'm just.
True.
I feel like he didn't. I say he have to Kamui Sasori because I don't know how he's feeling anything. going to pop the heart back in and go right back to what he was doing.
Well, I guess too. Well, using this for my other thing, I guess too with that hard shell. Like, what do you think is harder? This is just a general thing. That shell or like Jinchuriki's in their chakra cloak, because he was cutting off Jinchuriki's like stuff with that lightning cable. So like just like it's not part of the play. Like what do you think is harder?
Like, I'm not talking about the shell. I don't give a damn about the shell. Like,
okay. Okay.
I'm talking about like even if you like remember like even if you destroy the puppet though, if you don't do something about the chakra or do something about that little piece
that core, that heart core that he has,
reincarnates and moves it to another puppet before it's destroyed.
Yeah,
Sharingan can see chakra.
Sharingan, and he's also like the third smartest person to come out to leave. So if Chio and Sakura can figure it out, I'm sure Kakashi with his Sharingan.
But remember, Chio had to steal, and they almost didn't figure it out. Like for about there was probably like a few seconds where Chio's like, "Oh, we got him," and then you see the other puppet about to like attack, and they barely dodged it, and that's when Sakura got nicked with the poison, had to use the antidote, and then Chio had the other puppet steal. Like, it's one of those things. Like you can make the plan to make it work, but if you don't have the means to make it work, it becomes a lot more difficult.
True, but he also
like, if he's 100 puppets, if he's fast with 100 puppets, I don't know how. Like you could see chakra with 100 puppets coming at you, and that thing can pop out to any of them at any moment. That's a lot to track, even with even with two Sharingans, honestly, because you don't got the whole 360 as close as it is with the Byakugan. You have to be able to track what's going on in front of you. Things are moving. He only has one.
Also, I'm pretty sure Sharingan can't see chakra; it just sees like movement. Because the Byakugan's the one that sees chakra and chakra points.
True.
I mean, I still think I do think he would beat him just for the fact it's like also from
he wins. He has to find a way to like that's what I'm saying. Like he'd have to Kamui the heart.
Yeah, which I mean it's
like that's I don't know if there's another way for him to do it because he doesn't have like a large wide range jutsu. Like he has lightning blade. He can do like headhunter a whole bunch and like mud wall, and then Kamui kind of hits his like wide range jutsu that he uses.
Oh, I agree. Because I think the next person is just getting sniped in the head and it's over, especially since they've already.
Oh yeah, I mean like
Hidan's getting smoked. So
his head's cut off. Like it's disgusting.
Like I just like the dude through like he know like all these people, all this past knowledge. Like nah, Hidan. I don't even think we need to go through Hidan. So anyway.
We really don't.
Let's just keep it moving. Conscious.
So it's like Kakuzu.
Well, again, I'm team. I like Kakuzu, but he's getting smoked. I'm sorry. He's getting killed. Nah. Kakuzu is probably my favorite Akatsuki member, and that's saying something just because he's about money.
He was low-key my favorite member too.
Like, if he wasn't part of the Asuma killing, this dude would have been like one of my top 3 favorite characters. But he was an accomplice. He wasn't the one who killed him, though. But he was
just doing his job.
I know, but
oh man,
he was trying to make that money.
He said he need that 35 billion. Boy, you need that 35.
I would
say don't get away in front of my money.
Well, he saw that little thing that I had on his head. Like, hold on, we just turned in some money. Yo, get this guy too. He's gonna be worth money too.
I remember those days too, like part 1 with their bingo book and all that shit meant something.
Right?
It just didn't
do anything after that, other than the optimal situation.
Yeah, like I want to know how much other people cost. Like, how much was Sasuke on the black market?
Yeah, if Asuma was 35.
Rogue Ninja Uchiha.
How much was Itachi?
The second to last one at that.
How much was Itachi?
That's true.
He took out the entire clan.
And
they showed him, but did they ever say how much he was worth? Because I know Kakuzu like probably made a comment about that when Itachi just showed up.
Not enough to risk his life. Not enough for Kakuzu to risk his life to fight him.
His 5 lives, yeah.
His 5 lives. It was not enough money for him to be like, I'm gonna try this. Like, and if any Naruto animators, whoever listen, can you please just let us know how the hell Kakuzu just ran into the first Hokage and was still walking? Just want to know. That's a prequel fight. That's a prequel fight I want to see. Like, he tried to smoke him from afar, and just the first is like, I'll let you go. If you want a tail beast, I can give you one if you want one. I got 7. I just want to know, man. This shit was collecting them like Pokemon, just giving them out for peace. I was like, man, we're giving out weapons of mass destruction for peace.
Yeah.
Just so you know, you could take them back anytime if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild shit. That's wild.
Okay, some of the villages, they got like village hidden in the steam and hidden in the waterfall. You're like, wait, why are you here? Like,
Literally.
You ain't a 5 mate. What you doing out here?
I just want to know how it went. Land of Lightning, y'all want the 8 tails? Here you go. Keep it safe.
No, they got 2. They got the 2 tails too.
Oh, they got the 2. Man, y'all got 2, but we're gonna keep an eye on you. My brother probably doesn't like y'all, but hey, here y'all go. Y'all get 2. Y'all must have been struggling to get 2. Like, man, Tobi Rama's weak. He couldn't even take him back. Like, he would have took him back if he had the abilities.
Yeah.
Listen, he was strictly focused on taking out Uchiha. That was what his abilities were for.
That's also facts.
Bro, when they came back,
like the Uchihas.
when they came back, and his brother's like, wait, you really just isolated them in the village? Like, you put in the police force, right? His brother just looked at him, didn't care.
Yeah.
Like, what'd you expect me to do? You know what I'm about.
He's like, man, you isolate and polarize them because you know they the boys. So they out here getting everybody else in trouble, so everyone hates them. He's like, I don't care. I put their abilities to use.
Bro,
like, that's what they were best for.
I was rewatching the end, like when like they beat Kaguya and like Naruto saying goodbye to his dad and Hashirama saying like doing their final words with Madara. The second Hokage didn't even say, good job, everyone. We saved the world, blah, blah. This man said, big brother, your conflict with Madara is over. I was like, bro, what?
It took, I don't know how many
man.
Kage and how many ninja wars for this to stop. Like,
I was like, damn, bro. Like, the first is leaving. He's talking about Naruto and Sasuke. The second is just like, hey, Madara is done.
Yeah,
it's
finally.
And then there was one Uchiha.
Really? God, yeah. Well, so are we in agreement that Kakashi beat Kakuzu? I know we got off topic, but that's what I do around here. All right, let's go to Konan because on this Naruto thing, we give respect to the women ninja who do not get respect on the show or in the fandom.
Is she before Kisame?
Yes, right before.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. She's like literally, is she 5th? No, 6th. I forget 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's
okay.
6th.
Okay.
She's like right. She's like right there. Mm-hmm. Gotcha. But Konan versus Kakashi, Andrea.
I think Kakashi would win. While I was doing my research, the one time I did research, they made the argument that we talked about last time with, a few times ago with Sasuke, that, because she kind of gave Obito a run for his money. But the argument that we brought up was that, she had a lot of time to prepare and plan, and Obito met her on her turf. So like Cedric already brought up 101, without any pre-planning, without any, prior prep, I really feel like Kakashi has it. I think she'd stand more of a chance if she had that prior knowledge, time to plan and that stuff. But Kakashi wins.
That Sasuke one, because you brought it up. Man, those were great times. Cedric was, I've never seen Cedric fight hard for Uchiha to make it past some points.
For the fans, okay? Don't get it twisted. I did it for the fans. I still don't like that nigga. I did it for the fans.
Like, man, Cedric's like, nah, I gotta vote yes to push him through, or we're gonna be done in 15 minutes.
I mean, truly, we would have been.
Niki, who do you have? Jesus.
I got on a one-on-one fight with no prep. Like, she doesn't have the fucking lake of paper bombs that requires Izanagi to survive. I think Kakashi wins in a fight.
Byron.
I'm going Kakashi as well.
Cedric.
Kakashi.
Now we are at Kisame and we're going through the upper things. So on the side, before we keep going through there, Andrea, is this when you're going to start dropping nicknames for people? Because you did start that the last one and everyone else caught on. And we all tried to match.
I had already been thinking about it, but I'm like, no, he's got not that he has too many, because Minato probably outshines him, but like, I figured let's not get into it.
That's fair.
Not this time.
Kakashi versus Kisame. We are going to start off with Byron.
Kakashi versus Kisame.
Oops, Sasuke died too.
Kisame. Well, you died a couple times, but
who did we all say? Who did we all say enough's enough? Kisame?
Oh man.
Kisame.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. That's what I just wanted to make sure, because I'm looking at my notes from the Minato one. So
I'm going to say Kakashi, the copy ninja.
Nickname times. Here we go.
Oh, Byron.
I think Kisame would try to hit him with the super shark bomb, and then he would just Kamui it away, and then hit him with the lightning blade. So I'm going to say Kakashi.
Damn, man. Kakashi out here fighting like he's on Shinobi Strikers. Like you got him. You got him fighting like it's a video game.
No, we do play Shinobi Strikers.
That is true. For the fans listening, we do play Shinobi Strikers. If you can watch the videos on YouTube or Twitch, it is a great time. So it's great when everyone is on, and sometimes Chuck and some of the fans have played with us. Shout out to Niru if you're listening to this. Niki, who do you have, man?
I'm gonna go Kakashi, and fuck it, since it's War Arc, I'm giving him Zabuza's blades.
Wow. You know, they never made, man, this dude, first of all, just picked it up
with one hand.
No reason. I was like, bro.
I forgot about
he picked
that.
it up to
I was like,
honor
Zabuza, yeah. And then he got all mad, and then he's like, oh, I'm going to release all the 1,000 jutsu. I was like, oh, let's go. And then we went back to the Sasuke show.
But yeah, I got Kakashi in this one. I think he'll beat Kisame. Because Guy did it.
Oh.
Right. That was going to be my first statement, Niki, was that, I mean, Guy beat him. And not that Kakashi automatically outranks Guy, because they do kind of exchange blows on an equal level until Guy, hits that 8th gate. He did have to open the 7th gate to beat Kisame, but I do think Kakashi has the advantage, being such a proficient lightning user, and Kisame's primary, ninjutsu are all water based. So I do think Kakashi wins.
It's kind of crazy too how it's weird because with the gates, because I want to know how big is the jump, because Guy had to go to 6 to beat a 30% clone, which I think that was terrible writing, FYI.
That was.
Because that made no damn sense. Like, why does Guy have to go to 6 to fight a 30%? But then when Kisame's going all out, Guy just has to go one more level up. Like, that made no sense. And it's weird how when they showed up to help Naruto against Obito, and Naruto and B were fighting Obito and Kakashi, and Guy were fighting the other tail beast. Guy's just like, oh, I'm just gonna go 7 gates. Kakashi's just like, well, me, Shadow Clone, and back to back, side by side. I was like, well, all right, that's fine, cool. Cedric, who you got in this one?
Kakashi.
Okay. All right, well, man. He made it further than Sasuke. That's all I really, truly care about.
For sure.
Because that's what, man, I'll never, God, that first one, when we were sitting here and y'all were really scaring me that y'all were going to pick Orochimaru over Sasuke. I was like, hold on now. I'm not about to be the Sasuke defender on the first one.
It'd be like that sometimes.
It really does. It really does.
All right. I don't want
we have Kakashi versus Itachi, a fight that now War Arc and definitely double Sharingan has been talked over all over the internet and the YouTube and all that jazz, and people have their differing opinions. Andrea, who do you have in this fight?
I have Itachi in this fight. I do. I know Kakashi has progressed since, War Kakashi has progressed since he last fought Itachi and got caught in this. Thank you. I mean, he was really messed up after that. He had to have Tsunade, come in to heal his mental anguish after being caught in that Tsukuyomi. And so I don't think Kakashi would necessarily be dealing with that when he fights Itachi. I just think a fully healthy Itachi, Kakashi just doesn't really have enough to outdo him. I don't think he does.
Byron?
I think Itachi as well. I think it would come down to Genjutsu, maybe not Tsukuyomi, but Kakashi could think, Itachi is somewhere and then Itachi be somewhere else and just land that killing blow. So I think Itachi would have it in this fight.
Niki?
I'm gonna go Itachi on this one. I don't really know if Kakashi has an answer for Itachi's Susanoo that he wields with Totsuka Blade and Yatamura.
Cedric?
Itachi. I was thinking the same thing Niki just said. I don't know how he's gonna deal with that Susanoo. I mean, shit, the Kage, granted it's Madara, but still it's Susanoo. Any cloak or whatever, it's very difficult to deal with. So I don't know how Kakashi will get around that.
All right. So, couple things. Full disclaimer, I am picking Itachi, but Andrea, from the first fight, since we were talking about the 30% clones, they did fight the 30% clone of Itachi, and it wasn't Tsukuyomi, but he was able to outsmart that one with the Shadow Clone for them to hold so that Naruto could hit the Udamaru Rasengan, blah, blah, blah. And also, that was the first time, I think, during the dialogue where Itachi realized that Kakashi might have Mangekyou Sharingan because Kakashi started talking about the weaknesses of Mangekyou. And then he asked Itachi literally straight up just how bad your eyesight got. And that was one of the few times you've seen Itachi shook. And then he's like, Kakashi, did you really? And then blah, 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 blah. But my thing is that, so technically he's fought him twice. He knows about Tsukuyomi. And I would guess, obviously, Tsukuyomi is one of the highest Genjutsus. But Kakashi was able to Genjutsu Obito to a stalemate. Not saying Obito's Genjutsu at all was the same as Itachi's, but just from that last Genjutsu thing. And yeah, with the Susanoo, that would be very problematic for Kakashi at this point in time. I do think if Kakashi had a Susanoo, Itachi would get his ass whooped. I'm just going to say it. But I think, and when you do Amaterasu's can get Kamui. They could. Now it's how would Itachi deal with the Kamui though? Because that's the reason that Obito's still alive. Because he didn't know that was one of Obito's moves when he gave his Amaterasu to Sasuke. So I just want to know how he would deal with that.
I mean, I think it'd be a point of just evading it until Kakashi's exhausted, because it takes a lot of chakra for Kakashi to use Kamui over and over again, especially single eye Kakashi doing it. He can do it more than when he had double string on because he doesn't have Uchiha blood. Like, I mean, he could still do the techniques and stuff, but he couldn't keep up a full fight. I feel like with Itachi, the way that he would want to if he had to rely solely on Kamui. I feel like if Kakashi is trying to Kamui Itachi, it has to come at a point in time where Itachi himself probably couldn't use a clone either.
No.
Because like he's gonna clone away, and if it's Itachi, I mean, he knows like all I gotta do is play the game because I have 2 eyes, you have 1. I have more chakra stored up than you. If I last longer than you, it's kind of cake.
I guess from when we last saw Itachi was when he helped Sasuke beat Kabuto. So that was the last time we saw him. When Kakashi came back, when he helped Naruto and when him and Guy helped Naruto and B, and they had that was a couple episode fight before breaking Obito's mask. I guess, do you think that fight would last longer than Kakashi when he was fighting the whole war, didn't take a break, then went directly to fight like with Naruto? Because those were a couple days where he was still fighting, and I don't think he used Kamui on any of the 7 swordsmen, so he was still fighting them obviously with the group, but he was the main fighter. But like the way they made his jump in chakra was, first of all, it made no sense.
Yeah,
and that's my guy. It made no sense. But that dude
could only make
weeks.
like 2 clones when he fought Pain, Lightning, and then a regular one.
Well, remember also though, like he wasn't fighting the 7 swordsmen by himself.
Right.
No, he wasn't.
The multiple ninja doing it as well. So, and also like this is a one-on-one fight. Like he could get by without Kamui. I'm saying I don't know if he can get by without having to actually use Kamui against Itachi. Oh, no. Because let's keep it real. Like Itachi's no punk in the hands either.
No.
He beat his graduation record.
No, that's true.
Like he made it to the Ambu just like him.
Even younger.
No, I was just saying on the stamina
it's one of those things where it's like I'm saying like when you said the fight lasts long, I don't think it's gonna be like a couple of days. No, like this is gonna be one of those ones where like they go in, like because they both probably will know because they both know each other.
That is true. Yep.
If I flag, I'm dead. So I think Kakashi probably will have to use Kamui a lot sooner than he would be more comfortable with doing with other opponents. And that's what I'm saying. Like if Itachi know that, like you hinted, if Itachi has an idea that he has Mangaku Sharingan, I got to be on my P's and Q's because if I fuck up, I'm gone. But I think I can last longer than him chakra-wise because that's going to exhaust him more than me using Susanoo.
Yeah, because when with the Kamui, like first get Deidara, he could only use it 3 times, and then he was out. Like I was rewatching stuff, he was out for a whole arc.
Yeah,
like the whole arc, and like he warped off Deidara's arm, he warped off his little suicide explosion, and then we don't see him in the whole Sasuke thing. Which honestly, I think if he was there, they probably would have got Sasuke back. Because Yamato was over there pooing the couch. And I was like, bro, what are you doing? But honestly, I think at that point, that actually would have made Sasuke even more mad that he went and left for 3 years. And if Kakashi showed him he had manga, that would have pissed him off.
Oh yeah.
And he would have got.
So then you go from there.
And Sasuke would have got.
He was hot when he saw it. Dude shot 2 arrows, thought the dude was dead, and he was still standing there.
Hey. So you're saying Yamato was only there for Naruto. That's keeping it honest.
Right.
Right. I'm here to make sure that if this guy goes on a rampage, he doesn't kill everybody.
Shit, that meant me one thing. But I'm just saying, man, I was like, all right, this guy, Ambu, sure, cool, whatever. And then Sai, I was like, damn, I have high hopes for Sai. He met Sasuke once, got scared. I'm like, damn, well, this is a wash. Kakashi, when you coming back, bro?
Sai was such a fall off character. Like they brought him in. You thought Sai was gonna be sweet because he's from the fucking Gonzo club,
one of their
ninja elites out here killing each other. like killing each other to like be true ninja out here. And then Sai was poo. Like my man was drawing. I saw the ink thing. I was like, oh, that's kind of neat. And I saw how easy that ink shit gets blown up all the damn time. Like, well, that's just you. Like, what did you go to? Like, you got anything else? You got any hidden techniques out here? Like, you have some type of weird visual prowess shit that we don't know about? Like, can you do something here? Because right now, low key, Sakura's mopping you. And she only some hands.
Wait, do you really think so?
Dang.
Wait, do you really think so? You think Sakura would beat Sai?
I think so.
I mean, I just don't want to say it because you know.
I think so.
I think so.
He probably would too. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing.
I just remember during the war when they had like the new deadlock, and he flew in saying, "I'm part of Team 7 Kill." That nigga almost got killed. Like those things are throwing them. Man, they're throwing like, man, this is prehistoric weapons. They're throwing spears at his shit and exploded his little bird that he was flying in on. I was like, you ain't even attacked with it yet. Like you just flew in and got hit. Like, damn, you can't say no. I'm a part of Team 7. Not even gonna hit him.
That's
like,
when he learned his role.
Like I just think
grab him with the hands like
bench players talking like starters.
Like, sit down back here. Just chill here. We got this.
Like it's wild because I think Kamui, I mean, it's one of those things where the age-old saying, if you shoot, you better not miss. Like if he does it on like he has to not miss. But the thing is it's so damn fast. Like when I was rewatching the Obito thing, and KCM Naruto was faster than the Raikage. And when they fought Obito, he was KCM too. He had like the jacket and stuff. And Kakashi was able to warp him away. So technically the fastest dude on planet Earth, he was able to warp him so that he could blast Obito in the face. And we get the secret reveal. So it's like, that shit's fast, man. Like if you don't know about it, or if you're not like super smart, that shit is fast. So that was just my only thing. I was like when he warped Casey, I was like, damn, KCM Naruto is the fastest person on the planet right now. And he was able to warp him away, full body, with the Rasengan.
But you think Itachi can just have a genjutsu fight like he did against Sasuke before actually even fighting himself? Or do you think Kakashi's manga kill is too good at that point? The truth.
I think it'll be different now because he has manga Q. That's a whole different game. Manga Q versus manga Q. We've actually technically never seen a full fight with manga Q versus manga Q. We only saw a scrimmage with Kakashi and Sasuke. Like that's different. Because I know Itachi said that line, like only a person with like the Kekkei Genkai and the bloodline could beat me. I felt like that was more that's who he's gonna let kill him. But if like dude did feel like, oh, manga Q Sharingan, he's like, oh well, I'll activate mine too. Like, oh, this is different. So I still think Itachi. I just feel this fight would be wild.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It would. Absolutely.
Like that's one where you would put the two in like, well, no, because that place always gets blown up. I was gonna say just put him in the Julian Exam Arena and sell tickets and like.
Man, you already set the stage. It's open field.
I know it's open field, but I'm like, now I was over here trying to be like Kakuzu and make money off of it.
I was about to say with the popcorn and the food and the stands. Yep.
Other villages would come too. Like you'd have the press box with all the Kages.
You have to promise that Itachi. Itachi's not getting arrested when this is all said and done. Like
that's true.
That
we're gonna have to arrange that. Like, no, that it would. That would be wild. Would your opinion change if he had a Susanoo, Kakashi? Because we're talking about Itachi healthy. Then we're talking about Kakashi where he gets to keep his Susanoo as long as the fight's going.
I'd have to think about it because we've never seen Itachi go perfect Susanoo.
The tall one.
He's never gone perfect Susanoo. He's only had the half one, but still with the half one, he had the sword and the gourd.
Canon wise, we never see it, so we actually will never know. It's only in video games. Like canon wise, we have never seen it, manga or show.
What?
Like we've only seen the only tall ones we've seen are Sasuke, Madara's, and Kakashi's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like everyone else is video game.
Yeah, I'm saying Itachi we've only seen the half one.
Right. Oh, I know which one you're talking.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Where it's just literally the upper half.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not the one. Not the one with the big nose.
That'd be dope.
Because that's full.
That'd be dope.
Yeah, no, because Sasuke, when he was in the war, when he was like with his Susanoo, that's full body. He never has perfect. Perfect is what Kakashi and them have.
Sasuke was good, man. We saw the thing. We saw it from a rib cage.
We saw all the stages with him.
With Sasuke.
I mean, like literally, Sasuke's progression is what explains Susanoo because, like, you see Itachi's every now and then, like through the cage, just the rib cage, but like Sasuke is like literally shows like we have the rib cage in one arm, like rib cage both arms, the face of like the skeleton, like.
Andrea, Byron, would your opinions have changed if Kakashi had his double Mangekyo with the Susanoo?
That's a good point. I think
because at that point, I just want to know then how is Itachi hitting him?
Would go Kakashi because it's perfect versus just half body.
I mean,
that would be my question.
Yeah.
If Itachi had a full body, I feel like that fight would be just a big explosion.
It would.
For sakes of just like understanding the full parameters here, Itachi had just we haven't seen full body Itachi Susanoo. We've seen full body Kakashi.
We've seen perfect Susanoo, technically. Because full body is what Sasuke has when he's on the snake and shit.
Yeah.
So I guess what gets you to perfect? What gets you to perfect Susanoo?
The double Mangekyo Sharingan. Well, I don't know actually, because
Itachi has Mangekyo Sharingan and double Mangekyo Sharingan.
I honestly, Cedric, I just think he didn't get it because he didn't live long. He didn't live long enough.
I think it was because he was sick. Like
I just think he didn't live long enough to train. Like honestly, because then. Just from a writer standpoint, if this dude came out with big nose, wing flying, and then Sasuke killed him, we all would be pissed because that would make no sense. Like that's what I just think from a writer standpoint.
Because I mean, theoretically, right? Like your Susanoo embodies both of your Mangekyo Sharingan in some form. That's why Kamu Shuriken is a real thing.
That is a powerful move.
Flame control is. I'm saying like flame control was a thing with Sasuke. Right? Like, I would imagine that Itachi, because he has flame control of some nature with his Mangekyo, that would probably carry over to perfect Susanoo or full body Susanoo as well. And I don't know what the other one would be because, like, his other eye is Genjutsu.
Well, his eyes are Amaterasu and Infinite Tsukuyomi. I'm
about to say something controversial.
But Infinite Tsukuyomi is a Genjutsu ultimately. Like, I don't know what that would look like.
But I'm pretty sure that's just Kakashi. That's Kakashi's Mangekyo Sharingan ability. Or not Kakashi, sorry, Itachi's.
Well,
that's what I'm saying. Like, but it can't, like,
because Sasuke's
thing we see, like, it carries over.
Yeah, because Sasuke gets
like,
his.
When you get the perfect Susanoo,
he has Amaterasu and flame control.
Thank you, Niki. Nope. First of all, I'm not even considering that Sasuke Susanoo. It's just borrowed.
That's fair. Yeah. That's fair.
Like I've been waiting to say because I was like, that shit ain't even his. Like that's Itachi's eye that became a Rinnegan, not even Sasuke's. He was just he was lucky that he was born the same period as Naruto. They're like, oh, we have to make one Uchiha.
Listen, I can't go. You're gonna make me go on this thing because I agree with you and I fucking hate Sasuke. And that's the only reason why he's a popular character right now is because of Naruto. But regardless, I don't know. There's not enough. I'm with Niki. Like, Niki, there's not enough that we know about like what Itachi would be like with
That's true.
like full body and perfect because like I know where Kakashi is, and I don't want to say it's like, oh yeah, he'd mop Itachi. It's like, well,
I think he'd mop Sasuke. I think he'd mop Sasuke. Yeah, Rinnegan Sasuke.
Itachi is a lot smarter than fucking Sasuke on all levels.
I know. I'm just saying there'd be people out there thinking that Sasuke's Susanoo. Bro, Kakashi would mop Rinnegan Sasuke.
These people out there also thought like EMS Sasuke as being the first and second Hokage. Like,
oh, Cedric, you
together,
will.
like,
Oh,
like,
no.
like them, I don't give a damn about them. Like, they on like that is straight trash talk. Like, I'm just thinking, like, if not to say like Kakashi's not strong, but giving, I guess, Itachi a little bit of the benefit of like, you was known out here in these streets. Like, you have the cred. We give you the power. You could match up.
I agree. You know, there was something Andrea said earlier too, which I don't think it affects any of the things about like the no prep time. I don't think I feel like that's almost semi impossible with Kakashi because everyone in the fucking world knows who he is.
Very true.
Well,
I'm just saying, not from like prepping, but like everyone literally knows. Anytime a new villain is bro, Kakuzu got stabbed in the heart. Yeah. And he's like, you're shining on Kakashi. Pain.
Yep.
Oh, it is an honor to meet you, sir. And then when the Raikage came, his dude was like, boss, that's hot to kick Kakashi. Sasuke attacked the Raikage with Chidori. He's like, man, that's not even your move. That's hot to kick Kakashi's move. I was like, well, damn, I just giving my dude's autobiography to every village? Like, what the hell is this?
That's really true.
He's too famous.
Oh, no. Just saying. It'd be fun. Since he, I think, because Obito,
if they gave Itachi his full body Susanoo, he would be unstoppable at that point. His Susanoo was damn near unstoppable now with his weapons. If he had perfect Susanoo, I think Itachi would just be on a whole nother level.
Do you think his shield would be able to block Indira's arrow?
Well, I mean, it nullifies all ninjutsu, right? Technically.
Yeah, basically. That's what the shit says. So
it would. Would it nullify Kamui, or would Kamui overpower the mirror? Like the Kamui Shuriken, you know?
I don't think he'd go, oh, that's because once you get hit with the Shuriken, you're automatically gone.
Yeah.
As we've seen in the show and the video games.
But it's like, how would that match up with the mirror that it can nullify?
Would his weapons change though? If it got taught, like would his weapons change?
He'd probably get more.
What do you mean change?
I would imagine like he'd just be holding them.
Because Orochimaru said he was looking, because Orochimaru was looking for both those things and was shocked that
which makes no sense.
He was shocked that Itachi had it and his Susanoo.
So I was also gonna say, like, with Madara's full body one has like those two giant like sword things, and when his goes perfect, he has like two swords. So
that's true.
I imagine
true. That's true. Because I never even think of Madara's with weapons. I just think of meteors coming from space.
Yeah, because I mean that's a very big point.
Like I always forget he has weapons.
Well, also Madara's giant ass full body thing be doing hand signs and shit.
Yeah.
I was like, what are they praying for? Oh, they're praying for that big ass rock to hit everybody.
Okay.
No, it would be wild. I think also too with Kakashi, then a rematch with Nagato, rematch with Obito, those would be fun too. So I think the furthest we've had people, Minato and Kakashi got to Itachi, and then we've talked about the other fights. So I guess with the latter, besides the first Hokage, who I think would mollywop everyone on this fucking thing, who else could actually climb it all the way?
Madara.
Oh, besides him.
Okay.
I guess besides those, that was good point, Niki. Good point. Yeah. Besides those two, who else could climb it all the way?
Okay, so what if we give
what
if we give double manga kill Kakashi?
That is a very good point.
How far would he get all the way?
Well, then we were just talking about the Susanoo. Yeah. Like, how would?
But then,
like, if the Tosca blade got hit with a Kamui Shuriken, is that thing gone? Because that'd be problematic.
I feel like the Tosca blade it's just that Yata mirror is the only issue because we don't know because it can nullify jutsu. But is Kamui Shuriken jutsu or is that a shuriken?
I would consider it a jutsu. I just imagine him trying to stab Kakashi and because now he has both Kamui. Like even Kaguya couldn't hit him. And Kaguya's stronger than Itachi.
Well, by our standards, we're not going to give Itachi full body because he's never done it. So he would probably get past Itachi and probably climb the ladder, I feel like.
Well, with Pain, because remember when he showed up to fight Obito, he was already like muttering, all right, which one of these abilities are these the Jinchuriki path's gonna do? Are they gonna do push? They're gonna do pull? Like he was like, because he knows them all now.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they weren't doing that, he was like, wait, what's this? Like they were fighting. Also, the nerve of that dude before Naruto Kurama like became best buds. And he said he was about to warp 7 tail beast bombs.
Yeah.
And then guys like, you could do that, but it'll kill you. But he's like, I'm gonna open the 8 gate. And I'm like, and then Kakashi's like, well, that'll kill you. So I was like, well, they're both okay.
Someone's dying.
But this man was confident he was about to warp 7 of them away.
Mm-hmm. So would
and he said,
Sage Mode Naruto get run the gauntlet? Like not Sage Mode, but I mean like 6 pass.
You mean Sage's 6 pass?
6 pass, because I'm looking at his pop right in front of me.
I think the problem would be like, I think to get past Itachi, you got to be smart. And Naruto, he has battle unpredictability, but
yeah, true. But what is it?
Because remember, like Itachi came back and like what Cedric was talking about throwing hands. Itachi came back, it was just throwing hands with KCM Naruto, who was at that point already the fastest person on the planet.
Yeah, but he doesn't have Sage as 6 pass because I'm looking at the truth seeker behind Naruto and the rod.
Like that's the thing too, because Naruto wouldn't know. Like this man came up with a Tosca blade, and obviously they'd be clones and all that, but it's like that intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have to have intelligence to get past Itachi, which why Minato and Kakashi we've had longer discussions because they're intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, shit, what are those? The 3 highest rated ninja? Because Minato had it first, and then like
Minato, Itachi,
Kakashi had it, then Itachi, and then Itachi. Yeah. 3 smartest ever from the academy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and just think about the academy. That's Jiraiya, Tsunade, all of them. And those were the 3 smartest.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have to have brains to beat that dude. Unless you're just literally overpowered. And like, I don't know, man. If Naruto just went full thing and just shot 20 tail beast bombs at Itachi, that man don't got the stamina for that.
I was going to say, because he did fight Indra Susanoo.
That is true. And that is the strongest one ever. As far as short as it's lasted, because that dude took everyone's chakra and still couldn't get Sasuke sucks. And still couldn't get the job done. This man Naruto, like, it's not like he had like whatever his reincarnations Rasengan.
His Ashura fucking.
Yeah, he didn't have Ashura Rasengan. He just like Rasen Shurikens. All right, we're just gonna toss him. Like it. Yeah, because besides the first and Madara, I mean, which would be interesting though. Honestly, if we would have saw him in his prime 3rd Hokage climbing it.
Oh yeah, because he was considered a god of shinobi.
A god of shinobi of his era.
Right.
And the strongest
And they
Kage.
said he was the strongest at the Kage, even at part 1. So just think about stronger than A, stronger than me, like all of them.
Gaara's dad,
who he got smoked. They put him to the ground.
Orochi did that.
Yeah.
Like, prime 3rd Hokage would be he might be able to. Well, we don't see this thing. We don't know anything about him.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Or like another one, like a prime Shishu.
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
If we knew more about him, I think, man, that'd be. Woo.
Yeah. What about the White Flash?
We don't know anything. See, we don't know. They're just like, oh, Kakashi, your dad's stronger than the 3 Sonic. Oh, we're just going to say that and not have any fights.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he just killed, like, for the story purposes, Kishimoto.
How far would Jiraiya get?
Well, that's the age-old debate of Jiraiya versus Itachi.
Yeah.
Because I think, I think because Kisame even said that he wouldn't stand a no chance against Jiraiya. Also, Kisame, when they fought in part 1, when Itachi told that dude to stop it, when he was fighting Kakashi, he's like, bro, this ain't for you. let me take this one, cause.
And then he told him not to underestimate Guy either.
Itachi knows, man. But no, Jiraiya, because that's a strong dude. Someone said Minato Jiraiya. No, was it Minato and Jiraiya or the third? Or Minato would beat the whole Akatsuki in a full fight. I was like, I don't know about that, Chief.
All of them at once?
Yes.
Guys, what duo other than like Hashirama and
Madara? Bro, I told you when we went for that dinner, like there was that Naruto explained on YouTube as a big following. Like he was putting out some what if fights. I'm like, bro, I don't know. Like he said, Sasuke, no Rinnegan versus the first and second. I don't even know if I don't know if it's any better if he had Rinnegan.
He needs the Rinnegan to
not losing, as Niki said, he's getting smoked.
Yeah, that fight's over in like a minute, 2.
You got the first, who's the first, and you have a motivated second who he's fighting.
Strictly for the Uchiha. Yeah. Who killed Madara's brother, who was equal to Madara.
He smoked. That's true too. Madara's brother. He smoked him. But all right. Well, Kashi makes it to Itachi. How would you feel about like the Nagato rematch? Because now he knows the stuff. That
he does, but that's could a good question. Handle still 6 of them?
Woo! Well, how quick? I don't want to go back to communes, but if he's confident that he can commune 7 tail beast bombs.
Could he commune the core of planetary devastation? Because it took Itachi.
Oh man, that's a little extreme, but hey. I wonder what was bigger, like the planetary devastation that Nagato did on Naruto, or the 10 tails his head, because he really was about to snipe that shit right off. Obito turned around, was like, "Oh shit!" Like he was like, "I
gotta get him out of there."
He's like, "Yeah, I gotta stop this." Now Kakashi's like, "You guys fight that guy. I'm gonna snipe this thing's head off." I was like, "Dude, that's the 10 tails, and you're just gonna snipe his head off." It'd be wild, bro. I mean, because Pain already
Kakashi gets it done.
Pain already they all respect him. They all know who he is. But Pain literally said, and this is Kakashi Pain version, if I don't kill you now, you are going to cause problems later.
Yeah.
And he caused problems later. Like that man said, Pain, man, intelligence and those jutsu, that's tricky. You got to go. You're a problem to the plans. Mm-hmm. And to be honest, and Kakashi, he fought the 2 strongest ones. And if it wasn't for fucking story, he actually would have killed Tendo Pain. Because Naruto had to find, like, this dude really devised a plan to kill the 2 strongest bodies with Choji and his dad. Like, he almost really got his ass. And then the other ones came in and like make it in time. Then everyone's on the ground. I'm like, damn, they didn't make it. And then this man Pain even said, you know what? I'm gonna do it from a distance, shoot this needle, because I don't trust you. And then that man warped it away. Honestly, he should have let Choji die. He shouldn't have warped that missile.
Choji couldn't miss. Choji could have dodged that bullet. That rocket.
I thought he could have got big and grabbed it.
Like we're not
here warping shit.
Chance against anything from Pain, probably.
I was like, damn, my dude Kakashi found out the interval that helped Naruto win. I was like, Pain. Fucking Pain, man. Shit sucks. But that rematch would have been crazy. Mm-hmm. Well, next what if one, we're gonna calm it down since we went through the ladder. But we are going to do the 2 bodies Orochimaru wanted the most. Kinamaru versus Sasuke.
From OG Naruto.
Hey, not Rinnegan one, not Mangekyu, but yeah, like OG. I was gonna say like end of Final Valley to maybe close to like when Naruto first met him.
Versus Kimimaro.
So he still has like the white. So he has like the white cloak still. If we're doing like the part 2 one before he fought, like I just thinking about like how he fought Deidara. Because I was sitting there, I was like, damn, Kinamaru gets no respect, and this dude was fighting. He didn't even lose. His body just gave out.
He was fighting Gaara and Lee. Sasuke realistically probably needs the beginning of Shippuden Sasuke.
Yeah, that's true. Because do you think end of well, he shouldn't even have beat Naruto.
I don't think his
but there's no way Sasuke would have fought Lee and Gaara and won. No effing way.
I don't know if his curse mark transformation is gonna stop. Is stronger than Kimimaaru's.
I know, and the dude is strong. So he was the body. Like if he wasn't dying, Orochimaru would have been in that body, and that would have been very problematic. So when I saw him, I'm like, well, let's just do the battle of the two bodies Orochimaru wanted. Last of their clans too, and gives us time to rewatch the Lee stuff. But all right, y'all, good work on the summer of the Akatsuki. Good stuff, everyone.
Impressive.
Just the final plugs. I'll go first. Thanks everyone for listening. And as you're listening to this episode, we've already passed our 1 year anniversary on the podcast and all that. So thank y'all for listening, especially the people outside of the United States, because you give us a chance. And shout out to the new countries who just recently listened, Morocco and Iran, after the 1 year. So that would be on the 36 countries outside of the United States who have listened to this podcast. So
wow.
Yep. And they listened to all the stuff from the anime to the sports to the women empowerment, all that stuff. We've done good work, y'all. So thank you. Captain, you can go ahead.
Yes, thank you for all your support in this first year. Excited about what we do in the year number 2. Keep listening to us on the podcast, check out our YouTube videos, our Twitch, our Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Got a lot of good content out there for you guys.
Niki.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Year strong. We're going to keep pushing. Listen to this episode and then listen to the other ones right after.
Andrea.
Thanks everybody for, tuning in and listening to us, agreeing with us or disagreeing. We enjoy any sort of interaction in Discord. We put a lot of content out there for you guys, and we appreciate y'all listening in and being interested and curious about what we have to say. Hopefully year number 2 is even better.
Cedric.
Good year. Been a good year. So glad the summer of Akatsuki is over because this shit was long, man. I ain't going. Man. But still so much more to come. Like Niki said, check out all the videos. I mean, we talk about a wide range of stuff. So if you enjoy really almost anything, go find something on there. I'm certain we probably have a podcast on it. If you see something that we haven't talked about and you want to get our thoughts, mention it in the Discord. We'll check it out. We'll look at it. We'll attempt research, as they say. Unless you're Justin, then Sasuke has Tsukuyomi. And at least we'll get a good laugh out of us being wrong. So, thanks again for listening.
That's true. And with that being said, thank y'all for listening to the L7C podcast. You guys take care. Thank you for listening to this episode of the L7C podcast. Be sure to like, rate, review, and subscribe to the channel. Follow us on all social media platforms, and we'll be talking to you guys soon. Take care.